This is a thread pitch gauge. This is a gauge that's used to set the threading tool at the correct position to thread. In this instance, we're going to thread the rifle barrel. I have already set this threading tool up. I've locked my tool post down here. Now we're going to start threading here. Turn on my lathe. Bring my cutter up to the end of the barrel, right at the edge of the barrel. Cut a chamfer right on the edge of the barrel. I've already got this dial set to 0. Set this dial at 0. Set this dial at 0. And now we're going to proceed to thread. I put oil on the thread here for the area to be threaded. I'm going to engage my dial on 4. That's an even number. You stay on even numbers with your dial to set your threading dial. So if you start on 4, you can go back to 4, you can go to 2. It'll put you right in the same position. When I get up to where near the shoulder of the barrel, I pull the cutting tool out. I disengage my threading gear. Advancing 5/1000ths at a time. That means that I'm cutting 10/1000ths off the thread. That's 5/1000ths per side when you advance here. Here, it's a 5/1000ths total. The dials are different. I always thread barrels. I always thread barrels on center. Lathes are designed with a center. The tailstock has a center. Your barrel has a hole in it. It's a rifle barrel. The center goes right in the center of the barrel. It automatically centers itself. This is a true chuck. The muzzle of the barrel is clamped in the true chuck. So everything is running true. The bore is running through here, the bore is running through here. And no barrel is exactly perfectly straight. In the middle here somewhere, the hole may vary just a little tiny bit, maybe 1/1000th or 2. You have no control over that. That's how it was drilled, reamed, and rifled. What you have control over is the muzzle end and the breech end of the barrel. That's perfectly centered. Then you have a barrel that'll go in your action perfectly centered. Keep advancing this thread dial, cutting a little at a time till we get down to the required depth. Take this brush, run it across the thread here. Brush chips out of the thread. Stop everything. And pull this tailstock back. My cutter out of the way. Now I have to retrieve my action to try my action on this thread. Take my action. And try it on this thread. There's no way that it'll start. It's too tight. I expected it to be tight. You always leave it big. That gives you room to advance your cutter to get to the depth that you want. In this instance, I'm going to advance this dial 5 thousandths. That dial advances the cutter 2.5 thousandths to cut 5 thousandths off the total diameter of the thread. Screwing this thread up, making it smooth, because I'm not very far off from being to full depth. I have to check again if I'm to size yet. It's just starting to barely come on. Still a little bit large. Reset my tailstock. Lock everything down. This time I'm going to advance 2 thousandths further. Still too large. Gotta take more material off. Do this very gradually to get a good fit the action to the thread. I'm advancing a couple more thousandths. point I've got a very smoothly cut thread, a good sharp threading tool. Probably pretty darn close here. Might be just right. We'll see here if we get things started here. Still too large. I've got to reduce the diameter of this thread, the depth of the thread, the actual depth of the thread, so it'll fit the action. Taking several more thousandths again. This is a fairly tedious operation, getting everything just exactly right, so that the thread fits nice and snug and true in the action. Okay, here we go. The action's fitting the thread on the barrel now. It's threaded as basically as close as it can be. We've got our thread completed. Now we're going to change here and do another operation. We're going to cut the cone and the breech of the barrel.